Hi, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over OpenAI's developer app Codex and Claude's or Anthropic's Claude Code. Now, I'm going to just right off the bat, I'm not a experienced developer. I am just someone who likes to use tools to make a lot of scripts to make my workflow a lot easier. And now if this is you, continue watching. I'm not exactly really well versed in these two tools, so you can definitely expect that this is an honest review with no bias whatsoever. For those who don't know what Codex is, I briefly mentioned this is OpenAI's proprietary developer app. Codex is like one of their many proprietary apps. If you heard of Sora, that is OpenAI's text to video. Codex is their developer tool that is an app that you can install on your computer. I think you can models, which you may have a few questions, and I'm going to answer them, or I may answer them in this video. Now, subagents are kind of exactly what it sounds like. It is subcategory, like subtitle, miniature, smaller agents, or equivalent in terms of reasoning level agents that work alongside Codex or work alongside the primary model that Codex gives you. And basically what that means is you can have, instead of the usual single agent that's working on everything at once, it commonly, just like any other AI, it would commonly hit a problem, which is it just hallucinates. Something completely different. So something you ask for, it might just give you something completely different. Now, the point with subagents and how that solves that problem is it changes your primary agent as a manager, for example, and then you're able to run multiple, depending on your workflow, multiple smaller agents at different models, as in like different GPT models, for example, depending on your workflow. And those subagents basically split up the work, process it all, and then just cough out the clean stuff. Now, what's a super cool thing about this is that throughout the community, they've been comparing this with the super really popular Claude Code. And I'm not going to go word for word and read all of this, but so I'll just give you a quick summary. The top Redditor has compared it a bit, and yeah, they did find some positive and they did find some negative when using Claude Code and as well as using Codex. While they did have a lot of hallucinating with Claude Code, they fixed half the problem, 25 to 40% changes to their problem of Claude Code hallucinating the work. And then there's a lot of other people who say that Codex with subagents is super good. Another concern might be that, okay, if I'm running 3 different agents, am I spending 3 times as much tokens? They did suggest the idea if you can use cheaper models for different roles, in which case that is true, verified by this person, and also verified somewhere in OpenAI. Sorry, it is also verified in OpenAI's own thing that was building in Codex. I'm going to show you guys how that works later. But yeah, you're able to choose the models depending on your workflow. You got 5.4 mini, 5.4, 5.3 Codex Spark. Some of them are better for coding, some of them better for reasoning. Some of them is that you don't want to use a 5.4 high reasoning model just to read a couple of PDFs or a couple of Reddit threads like I was doing just now. I'm pretty sure some people without any experience are able to run it really well, because a lot of people here saying here they coordinate really well. It just ran really well. Maybe prompt engineering is still extremely valuable in this case, but yeah, not much I can say really here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys the Codex project that I was building. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so for YouTube, it's not that I don't like making thumbnails, but I gotta make a lot of thumbnails for myself, for people I work with, for files. So transcript files of certain videos for context of what to put for thumbnails. I asked it to make it unique, and I asked it to be able to do it at scale. It took a while. This is essentially having an autonomous agent. For those who liked doing all that just behind the scene while you could just like walk off and do something else, so on, so on, so on. It is able to confirm that some things like I don't have certain things, and I do have certain things like, hey, there's no Python runtime on path on this shell. I'm gonna look for the next one, and if that is available, I'm gonna deliver the solid local app and just keep the pipeline intact. Python projects or Python scripts just quite recently, and sometimes I do use like local AI models to work alongside with it. And oftentimes that I encounter a lot of problems that I had to fix myself. This fixes by itself. Now, I will have to mention that, first off, this whole thing took 20 minutes. A self-contained PowerShell thumbnail generator, blah, 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 and to be able to actually use it, I do need an OpenAI API key. I think for one reason, this is running on OpenAI's cloud servers, which basically we're using their data centers to run this on our computer. It doesn't really run on our computers, GPUs or whatever, so it's not device limited. It is cloud credits limited. Let me move on to Claude Code. Now, some similar things some similarities with Claude Code versus Codex is that they are terminal tools for developers. It's basically VS Code, but has an agent. Like both of them are basically VS Code, but they have an agent in it. I think both of them work with VS Code as well. I'm not too sure. I'll have to verify that. But if I were to summarize everything that I was talking about, both of these tools are essentially for building apps, debugging apps, and shipping things. They both run on their own proprietary cloud servers. So I don't think they're local. You do need an API key to run both of them, which means both of them will cost API credits. I did try to run Claude Code locally, but I don't think that exists. For now, all I can really show is it's quite similar to Codex in a couple ways. Let me install this. I didn't even know there's a. Let me install that. It's quite similar to Codex in many ways, where it opens their proprietary docs and starts building things based on your prompts. But like I said before, and like I said from the when I was going through the summarizing the Reddit threads, is that Claude Code hallucinates a bit more depending on how well you know prompt engineering compared to OpenAI. Now, that difference is even bigger with Codex's subagents because automatically, I may have just repeated this, but I'll say it again, but some people are able to make it automatically do the debugging, do the fixing, do the verifying through individual agents but by itself. So, like straight up having zero input to make a couple of models to do your work for you. Straight up having no input, those models will work and work and work automatically until there's no bugs and the thing works completely perfect. Yes, that does mean it's going to keep on draining API credits, but hey, if it makes you the thing you want, that's great. Overall, in my opinion, I think both of them are quite useful. I think I found Codex to be way more easy to use. I did use Claude Code on my own Windows PowerShell and for lower parameter model, and I think that was one of the huge limiters. It couldn't do much of anything. It was mostly text-based prompting. I have upgraded to a 4 times bigger model, and I will test that soon in a future video. But in my opinion, I didn't have to install anything. And it was when I was trying to run something similar to Claude Code locally. That's my opinion and the end of this video. I hope it kind of helped you decide which is better, which is good, and which is right for you. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. I will work on improving my speaking a lot more. I just haven't done this in a while. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day.